Hello there, beautiful. What brings you here? What do you say, you and I, we go and... You and I. Wait. You and I. You and I. You and I. UI. User Interferometer. No, wait, that's wrong. User interface. That's the one. In today's video. What is up, guys? PK here, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about UI. Now, there are two reasons we are revisiting this subject. The first being the Chaos Waste update, which has done not the greatest things to my original UI settings. Now, I've noticed an influx of new people coming in on the Discord server in order to get my UI settings, since there's a bunch of people who have a bug when they try to open the page where you get my UI settings, the game will crash. But there's a way around this, which is by going to my server and downloading the UI settings tweak, the preset that I have uploaded on my server. Now, in today's video, we're revisiting for a second reason as well, which is that there's been an influx of new players to the game, and I know a bunch of you guys already have my UI settings installed, or the preset installed, but I would ask, if you want the best UI settings, that you go and actually redo the process of grabbing the setup that I've uploaded, and we'll show you guys in today's video where to grab, how to grab, and where to put. It's a simple one file download that you need to put into a specific folder, and that's it, right? Assuming you already have the mods. So in today's video, what we're going to do is a couple of things, because I have retweaked my UI settings in a couple of ways. First of all, I've made everything fit again, because what the Chaos Waste update did was sort of move things around a little bit, so it's almost as if, even if it looked the same, things weren't perfectly aligned, right? So I've realigned everything so that everything is symmetrical, and then I've gone a step further and I've went on every class in the game and applied every single buff from every single talent, ability, aura, everything, and I've arranged it so that all of the correct buffs are priority buffs. I've done the same for the Chaos Waste, so I've also adjusted sort of the UI to fit the Chaos Waste, because there was the problem of one of the settings I had disabled being the same setting that shows the timer on X, for example. There's also all of the new buffs that have been input as boons, and I've essentially manually gone through them and sorted the ones that I felt like should be priority buffs and saved that as part of my UI settings, on top of fixing the actual alignments, right? So in today's video, we're going to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to walk you guys through every single mod that I use for my UI. I'm going to show you guys how to install said mods. I've linked all of them in the description below. So that process, if that's sort of tedious to you, then you might want to skip ahead. I should have put some time links in the, so the video should be separated. So if you already have all of the mods installed, then you can skip past this part, I assume. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how to install these mods. I'm going to show you where you can grab my UI setups after you've installed the mods, and show you where to put it and how to do that. Anyways, let's get going. Now, before we can get to actually installing the mods, it makes sense to just talk about what the different mods are and what they do. So we're here in Vermintide, and as you can see, my UI looks very particular. Now, it looks different on different heroes because of Sienna in particular having sort of a different setup. But let's go into the mod options. Now, first of all, in order to have this mod options, there's one mod you need above all. That is the Vermintide mod framework. And I'll show you guys how to install the mods afterwards. It's super easy because it's implemented into the actual Steam workshop rather than being something like Nexus mods, right? So it doesn't require anything complicated. Vermintide mod framework is the first mod you need, but you don't need to fiddle too much with the settings. They are as they are. First, we got the crosshair customization. That does exactly what you think it does. It customizes the color, size, and type of crosshair you have, and it's going to vary depending on which weapon you are using. Now, I think the most important thing to take away from this, because there are a couple of crosshair mods, so let's pull them together. There are two that I don't use. Customizable zoom sensitivity, which does exactly what you think, but I actually don't use it, so I'm going to remove that. Crosshair kill confirmation, which does, again, exactly what you think. When you kill a certain minion, a little sort of thing appears. I can show you guys real quick when I have it on here. Rattling Gunner, for example, right? If I kill that, you saw that circle? That's because it was a special, right? But I don't use that. I found it annoying actually, but I thought I would include it as a worthy inclusion. But we have crosshair fix. That's probably the first one we should talk about before the customization. What that does, if you see how the crosshair changes here, for example, what this means is within the square, that is sort of the uncertainty of all my attacks are going to appear within that rectangle, right? Not a square, sorry. Within that rectangle, you're going to have all of my shots. So that's why as soon as I, for example, use my right-click attack, you see how it changes. It immediately gathers because the uncertainty of this right-click attack is way more precise than the actual left-click attack with this particular staff, right? And as you can see, you have the overcharge sort of centered in the middle of the screen, right below the stamina. But if we were to change hero to shade, for example, as you can see here, the crosshair is now different because we're using a bow. And as you can see, the uncertainty of a light attack is bigger than the uncertainty of a charged attack, which is why when I zoom in, you can see how the uncertainty of the attack changes. So you can estimate the drop-off of a certain shot, which is also why the crosshair looks like this in the first place. But you can customize all of that yourself to your liking in the crosshair customization. It also has one more feature, which I'm going to show you here, which is that, see a normal attack. You see how a yellow cross appeared. That was a blue cross. That's because that was a critical hit. So you can see here a yellow cross. If I crit, it's blue. If I headshot, it's red. If I critical headshot, then it's purple. If I could get a freaking critical hit, there we go. Then it's purple. So it's essentially just a confirmation of hitting the target. It's a confirmation of whether it was a headshot, and it's a confirmation of whether it was a critical or critical headshot. So that's another feature that you can't disable in here. You can see here it's essentially the hit markers. So if you just disable no melee hit, no range, then it doesn't do that, right? But yeah, that's essentially the crosshair customization. Then we have the crosshair fix. That's what I talked about before. That's showing the uncertainty of a given attack. That's all that does. Then we have the kill feed tweaks, which I have changed to fit into the Chaos Wastes, because essentially what that mod does is it shows when you get a kill, right? And now I originally had it all the way in the top right corner, right? As you can see here, if you kill anything within 4 seconds, that's the setting I have activated, then it's gonna sort of increase the number. If I kill something and then wait 4 seconds before killing something else, then it's gonna appear as a new entity, right? And it shows for all heroes. But in the Chaos Wastes, you're gonna have part of the UI is gonna be showing the coins in the top right corner, which is why you see it appearing not in the top right corner, like not all the way in the top right corner, right? So I've essentially modified it to fit within the Chaos Wastes. Offset, I don't have anything disabled by breed. Minus 105 on the Y, 0 on the X, duration 4 seconds, and alignment top right. So that's the kill feed tweaks. Then we have notice all effects. Now this one isn't technically UI, but I thought it was worth an inclusion nonetheless, because it removes a bunch of filters, like the blood splatter, the healing filter, being like, for example, if I were to drink this, slash in damage. You see also, you can see, did you see just how wide it got there? Like you could actually, that's actually a good example I hadn't thought about doing. You see, if I try to aim here, do you see how far out to the sides it gets? Because I've just taken damage. That is, and you can see slowly it comes back in, right? So that was actually a great example I hadn't really thought about using. But anyways, the point was, look, if I drink this, you see how everything turned white there? That's this setting that I have disabled here. Don't disable the damage taken warning. That's super important, right? But if I were to drink this now, you see, now it does no such thing, and thus it does not obstruct my vision. Now, I have all ulti effects disabled. You may disagree with that, so you don't have to use that. That's not part of the file that you're going to be downloading, assuming you want my UI setup. But, well, these are my settings, so you can copy them if you please. Great mod. Then we have numeric UI. These are my settings for numeric UI. It does a couple of things. We're not going to get into detail. It essentially is what allows me to look at my health, for example, as 120. So it's showing all of the specific numbers. Then we have player list plus. Again, you can argue whether it's a UI mod, but I thought I would include it nonetheless. It shows sort of your talents and your item properties and stuff. not just for you, but for any teammate that also has the mod. And it's one of those things, if you don't want to show it, you can just do like this. Now it's disabled, and you can reapply it if you want to, right? So I sometimes use it, sometimes I disable it. I just thought it was a worthy inclusion. Then we have reroll improvements. Now that's a really brilliant one, but before we get to that, I think we should just talk about UI improvements. UI improvements is essentially the thing that allows me to do this. Go on my handmaiden without switching, going on my Kruber, switching his talents, going to his equipment, changing his cosmetics, all that stuff without having to switch character. It's a great mod. It also changes the whole crafting menu, which of course I'm dumb enough to not be able to show you guys because we're on the modded realm. But trust me when I say reroll improvements is a must along with the UI improvements. Those are probably two of the best, most universally great, just time-saving, life quality mods, okay? So on top of the mod framework, you definitely want those two mods, okay? Definitely. They don't change the base look of the game when it comes to your UI. They just change a bunch of quality of life improvements. Like rerolling stuff takes a quarter of the time, right? Instead of moving items back and forth, instead of not, having to move your mouse over the item to see what you rerolled, you can just see it and keep rerolling way faster, right? So it's just a bunch of quality of life improvements. And then finally, we're gonna get to the mod that I really wanted to talk about, which is the UI tweaks mod. Now, the UI tweaks mod is the only one of these mods that I would say, unless you have 3 hours, then don't start tweaking with it. Okay, then don't start touching it. Thankfully, it's super easy to reset, so it's not like you shouldn't worry about grabbing the mod. But when you install this mod, it does nothing at first until you start tweaking with the settings. And I've already shown you guys once before in a previous video named the perfect UI settings, I believe, exactly what my settings did, and I walked you guys through it, and I also showed you how to tweak a bunch of stuff, right? But there's a problem, because when you look here, you can go in and then you can see a bunch of different UIs here, the top ones being my own personal ones. I've removed all of them but one now to make it easier, and all of these other ones are sort of page 1 of the uploaded ones, right? And apparently if you change the page for a lot of people, it crashes the game. So to get around this problem, I have simply uploaded my UI tweaks file to my Discord, and you can go grab it. And it's this one called ThePartyKnife New. Now, it looks exactly, well, like this, as you can see. Now, the priority buffs appear in the top, and I've realigned everything, because what I realized was that everything wasn't completely, it wasn't symmetrical, right? So I've moved a couple of things, and I have gone through each hero class by class, and I've applied every single talent that gives a different buff, and I have selected all the ones that I believe should be priority buffs as priority buffs. Then I've gone into the Chaos Waste, then I've applied every single boon buff that I believe should be a priority buff, and applied it as a priority buff, right? And then I've saved the UI tweaks. So that should be part of it. But again, you can disable any one of them you want here simply by going from priority to normal and saving the preset. Now, there is one bug I have noticed with my preset, which has a super easy fix, which is every time you change your ranged weapon, notice down by my 1, like where sort of the, next to the health pot, right? Where it appears, like, you can see my ranged weapon. That thing is not supposed to be there, and it only appeared when I changed my ranged weapon. But you can just do like this, just reapply the setup, and it goes away. I'm not sure why it appears in the first place. I believe it's a bug of the mod, but it only happens when you change your ranged weapon. So you just go and you do like that, and boom, there you go, it's gone. In terms of the actual UI in-game, you can see all of my 3 teammates, in this case bots, down in the bottom left corner. You can see the icon at Bardian, which shows you if they have like Boon of 𝒮𝔲𝔢𝔯𝔞𝔢𝔯𝒮𝔮𝔲𝔞𝔢𝔞𝔢𝔄𝔄𝔢𝔢𝔄𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢𝔄𝔢 their ammo, 20 out of 20. You can see their health shown as a numerical value, as well as their health bar. You can see their ability bar cooldown, and below that you can see, assuming they have any, their overcharge. Now, not all of them have overcharge. The ones that don't, it's gonna sort of show the amount of ammo they have, only as a bar, right? So that's essentially what the UI looks like. You can see that thing in the top of the screen that says investigate the area. That's the thing I had originally removed, but which I've now re-implemented and sort of put where I want it, so that it showcases things like the timer on X in missions when you're playing the Chaos Wastes, that is. I've realigned everything, so the stamina is shown there. When I use my ulti, it shows, again, the cooldown is shown as a numerical value on top of my stamina. I think that's pretty much all I had to add to this. Now, finally, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do in order to install this thing. So we're going to quit the game. So, on my Discord server, now I am going to add a pinned comment with an invite link for the Discord server. For those of you that just want to go grab it and leave again, that's totally fine. But when you're on my server, which is confusing as hell, not gonna lie, you're going to go to the questions tab. And in the questions tab, there are going to be 2 pinned comments. There's only going to be 1 right now. Now, this here is the first pinned comment. It shows you precisely where you need to go to find, in other words, in this case, dump the file that I'm going to upload in the video now, showing you where to actually put your UI settings. Now, if I go into this PC and put this in, then you need to change this right here to your actual username. My username is actually the Danish word for username, because that's the username that was on the PC when I obtained it. So it's 𝒮𝔲𝔢𝔯𝔞𝔡, that means user in Danish. And that's going to take you, so I can show you guys manually as well if you want. So this PC, local, your username, no, sorry, this PC, users, your username, application data, roaming, Fat Shark, Vermintide 2, and then this file right here, UT tweaks presets. That is the preset file that I'm now going to take, upload here, add as a pinned comment, and boom, you should be able to find and download it right here. So you download it and then you put it into this folder location. Simply drag and drop. It should be that easy. You put it in here, and that's after installing the mod, that is, so you need to have the mods installed first. Now, there are a couple of dependency mods. Now, for those of you that don't know how to install mods, I'm going to show you guys. You're going to go to your Steam library. So just click library. You're going to find Vermintide, click Vermintide. Then you're going to go to the workshop. Assuming Steam will load here. And now every single mod I've talked about today goes under the approved section. That is to say, those are the mods that are functional on the official realm. And so all the mods that I have linked for in the description are gonna appear in this category of approved mods, right? So every single mod I've talked about is in the approved section. Now, if I were you, I would go most popular all time. As you can see, Vermintide mod framework, boom, that's the one you need first of all. Then you need the numeric UI, the playlist plus. But there are a couple of mods that are linked in the description as well that I just haven't mentioned, which are called dependency mods. Now, if I search for UI tweaks, right, UI tweaks here, yeah, here we go. Then you can see your simple UI and Pendai Lua libraries. Those are 2 mods on top of the Vermintide mod framework that you need in order for this mod to work, right? But those are just click and add, right? That's essentially all you do is you take this and you click here and then it's installed, right? You can also click subscribe in here. And then once you launch Vermintide, you simply need to check one thing, and that is official realm. You click up here, mods, and then you simply make sure that none of them are red, right? And if some of them are red, then it's because these 2 mods aren't in the top where they're supposed to be. And you can see all the ones that have the background of sanctioned, that essentially means they're in the applied, approved section of the game. And so you can see I'm using Vermintide mod framework, armory, symbol UI, that's the other dependency mod. And you just need to make sure that essentially these 3 mods are in top. And if you have these 3 mods in the top, then the rest, the order doesn't matter, right? And that's pretty much it. Then you make sure they're all ticked. You can also click here, auto disable unsanctioned mods, just in case you accidentally clicked another mod. And that's it. Then you click play, then it should all work. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comment section below. Or if you have any issues with installing this whatsoever, then please feel free to ask in the Discord server, and I guarantee you someone, if not myself personally, will help you out. So feel free to do that. We have a really thriving community in my opinion. So please do ask if you have any questions. Also, I thought I would end this video with something that I don't do very often, mostly because I don't want my whole channel to seem like I'm asking you guys for money, but nonetheless, I feel like it is appropriate from time to time and long overdue that I sort of gave a couple of shoutouts regarding people who's been supporting the channel. So in my YouTube donation link, which is a form of donation where, you know, you don't get the thrill of sort of the live pop-up, right? So these are just people that want to support the channel, and so I think they deserve an extra shout out. So I'm gonna go as far back as 312 days ago. Anonymous donated $20 saying, "Love the videos, man, keep pursuing your passion if the money is the problem." Thank you very much, Mr. Anonymous, will do. Then we got the legend Sebastian, of course, saying, "Get that coffee made," €50, then €100. And of course, Sebastian, you know who you are. You're freaking amazing. Then we got PDJ donating €20, saying absolutely nothing. Same with Martin Bryant, €25, much appreciated. Sebastian again with another €100. Sebastian, you're amazing, but that's still 236 days ago. Then Martin, right after that again with another €25, saying absolutely nothing again. Then we got Pixkills. Your videos have helped me a lot. Looking forward to following your internet career. $50. Thank you very much, Pixkills. And he's donated a lot more than that, if we count live streams. But that's a separate UI. So for now, we're gonna say thanks for the $50, Pixkills. Gutsy with a little something for the Valheim server. Thank you, Gutsy. Day Ripper, incredible Vermintide 2 content, man. Keep it up. Thank you, Mr. Day Ripper. Then we got My Heart is Less Than 3. Hi, once again, thank you for your work. The craftsmanship is evident. Your videos are some of the best resources I've found for understanding the game and improving my play. Enjoy our chat. Cheers. Thank you very much for the $20. My Heart is Less Than 3. Then we got Your Name. Donated €100, saying this is caused by that kind of boots all of us need right now. May I mix up with white raw special chakchik regardless. Every snowflake should get a latte hibiscus backend 1110. I assume the era. Thank you very much, Your Name, for the €100. Very much appreciated. That's 21 days ago. Then we have 12 days ago. Hello, new viewer here. Want to thank you for all your guide video and ask which Battle Wizard level 10 talents fit the new staff the most. Keep up the great work. For the Battle Wizard, I think I answered that in my guide about the new weapons, but I think the 50% power is actually the best for the new staff if you're playing on the Battle Wizard. So, and thank you for the $10, ORAC. And then of course we got yet another legend of our server. It is Finn, aka Mark Larky. Look at Meme City 5 minutes ago. I did. And there were some great memes there, not gonna lie. So thank you very much, Finn. And lastly, I thought we should just give all of the members another shout out. As for all my members, I thought I would give them a quick shout out as well. We got David supporting on the Danger Dagger level. Thank you very much, David. We got This Is Mark Larky. Again, server legend. What else can I say? We got ASD, space ASD. Squad member, welcome to the family, bro. Of course, we got Sebastian, legend, absolute legend. We got Niels Westerson. Niels Westerson, thank you so much for joining. We got ThePartyKnife. Yes, I actually signed up as a member on my own channel because I was just curious what it looked like and did. So I was like, I wonder how this works. But I'm a scrub. I'm only a squad member, so you know. Devot Vandal, another absolute legend. SteelyDan32, one of our very own in-house slavs of the server, also a legend. 47 Ronin Gaming, obviously also a legend. Pixkills, absolute legend, probably the most legendary of the legends. Then we got Brennan Stewart. I mean, welcome, bro. Another legend. Implot, definitely legend. We got Stefan Martinek, obvious legend. Then of course we got Piotr, obvious legend. So many legends that it's almost hard to comprehend. Guilherme Garnier, legend. And of course, one of my very own mods, Diana, absolute legend. And I'm not just saying that because you're my mod. I promise. It's because I'm afraid that you're gonna kill me if I don't. Internal joke. regardless, thank you so much for all the support, everyone. Very much appreciated. It's very kind of you. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, I love you guys. Stay awesome. Peace out.